Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing out there? Started the show a little early. I'm still waiting for Tim to log in so that we can get the. Hello? What? Tim, what are you doing here?
I brought you this.
Woo! Wait, this is the predictions belt. Wait, does
yeah.
that mean that I can say it?
Shut up.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the champ. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of As the Buckle Turns.
You're not the Omni-Shane.
I'm sorry.
I'm Tim, the Florida man who fled Florida because a prick named Dorian decided to visit.
Yeah, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, I hate Dorian.
I did hear he had that Dorian did have a extended stay in the Bahamas, though.
Yeah, he's a real prick to them. But
Oh yeah, total asshole. Showed up, trashed the place, and then moved on.
yeah, how dare you?
Who does that?
So, but yeah, I'm here, avoiding Dorian, and gotta
Smart
go back
move.
soon. But yeah, we had an interesting weekend,
Yeah, we did.
and
It was a long weekend.
so the ironic thing is, we'll cover this a little bit more later on, but like this prediction cycle was basically the opposite of the last one.
Yes, it was.
Where I retained, lost, and then won it back.
Yeah.
This one I lost it, won it, and then lost it back to you.
Yep. It's been a great weekend for me. I love it.
So, but we'll get to our predictions a little bit later. We do have some news to go on. Adam, what's the first thing on the docket?
Well, there was a backstage fight at AEW All Out.
It had to be Pac, that bastard.
Surprisingly not.
What?
You would also think that maybe Chris Jericho got into a fight backstage. Because, I mean, he was roasting everyone after the show. So maybe, nope, it wasn't him either.
Okay.
It was two of the ladies from the Battle Royale.
Oh, really? Who?
It was Sadie Gibbs.
Okay.
I really hope I just got her last name right.
I think you did.
Okay. And Bea Priestley.
Yeah, I heard about this. Apparently, I don't know if they have pre-existing beef or something like that, but
Who knows?
apparently, Bea no-sold her press slam.
Yeah, after interrupting the every wrestler has it. It's a crowd fire-up moment.
Yeah.
Sadie went into that, broke that up, no-sold the press slam from her, and then eliminated her.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, I kind of, at the same time, I'm going, well, Sadie, welcome to being the newbie in an organization.
Yep.
If you really want to see how bad a newbie can be treated, just check out Ultimate Warrior versus Triple H.
Yeah.
Now, that's a no-sell. If you want to see an oversell, go check out Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Thank you, Shawn, for taking the piss out of Hogan for that one.
I mean, we don't know the true things about it, but we do know Sadie took a swing at Bea.
Yeah. Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson. If real name. He had to kind of smooth things over.
Yeah.
So I look, tempers fly.
Yes.
It's understandable, especially if somebody no-sells your move.
Yep.
Do kind of take it as they're dissing you. Totally understand that. But to start a fight backstage at a show, basically in front of multiple bosses, not exactly a good thing.
No, we don't know for sure that Sadie Gibbs is officially signed to AEW. We know she was brought in for this show.
Right.
If she doesn't have a contract, not the best way to guarantee you're going to get signed now.
Exactly.
Whereas Bea Priestley is signed.
Right.
Now, I don't know. Like again, we don't know if there's any pre-existing beef from this. I'm assuming there probably was. Um, Here's the thing I heard from I think I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Wrestle Talk. It was Wrestle Talk. I heard this.
Of course,
I first heard this from.
That's where you get everything from.
Well, that and Wrestling Inc. But nowadays it seems more and more from Wrestle Talk, and I follow up on Wrestling Inc.
I do my follow up typically is cage side seats or cage side news.
Yeah, I gotta expand my horizon. But I've been going to Wrestling Inc. for so long; it's just my go-to at the point. But so is that there was history there, and obviously there's something on between the two.
Yeah.
To have that get put out in a public display of like a match like that, I'm sorry, no. And then have a
Confrontation out back.
Yeah, no.
I look at it as they're two people competing for the same situation, and they decided to go too far.
Yes.
With everyone made bad decisions in this situation.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know if that was part of the plan or what.
Right.
Who knows? It just, we're not sure. We probably will never know. But it did happen. Not the best. Tempers need to cool down, especially if Sadie Gibbs is part of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to see a B Priestley and Sadie Gibbs match now.
Yeah.
Even more.
Because when two people either have, a personal connection, be it negative, like this case, or positive, like,
Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Yeah. Where, that level of a very personal connection between the two of them, you're able to turn out an amazing match.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Hardy and Edge.
Oh, yeah. When they hated each other.
Yeah. But at the same time, they still had the respect to be like, look, I'm not going to actually injure you, but I'm not going to hold back at the same time.
Well, no, they actually did have that. That was at SummerSlam, where they just let them brawl.
Yeah.
And actually try to. They said you cannot hurt each other, but you can go harder than you would normally. Get it out of your system, boys.
Yeah.
And then they had other matches where it was actually better matches.
Was that the cage match?
No, that was a brawl.
Okay, that was the backstage brawl.
No, it wasn't a backstage brawl. It was I think it was a no holds barred match or something like that. It was something, but
their cage match
Yeah.
was also brilliant. But another time that it was like, all right, guys, the respect between each other.
Yeah.
The code of wrestlers. Let's keep it within the code, but go nuts.
Yeah. Also, their ladder match for the Money in the Bank.
Yep.
That if Edge won, Matt had to leave Raw.
Yep.
And he did. But yeah, so you can show that. So I'd love to see that, but yeah, before TV, they need to figure this out if Sadie Gibbs is going to be official there.
I mean, you can also sell it that there is beef between them,
That's
and
fine.
Therefore you can have a match between them.
That's fine, and
Or a series of matches.
And I'm okay with that. But the story that they're really building towards first is Bea Priestley and Britt Baker.
Right.
Which is fine. That's a match I do want to see.
Yes.
I think that's going to work out great. So,
especially since one of them coming out of that should be the number one contender.
Yes.
For the women's title.
Yes. Another matchup I want to see is Rio.
Yeah.
And Yuka. She's the one that was the ball of energy.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of her full the name. That's another match because they had a little beef at the end of Fight for the Fallen.
Yep.
And I want to see that. Like I want to. Was it Fight for the Fallen? No, I think it was Fighter Fest. Now that I think about it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Fighter Fest. That I want to see that now. I want to see those two go at it. But. So for that, what's else on the docket?
So yeah, now for something slightly lighter, but at the same time almost more serious. Chris Jericho lost / had the AEW title stolen.
Yeah, that's right. So Jericho was officially the AEW champion for 24 hours.
Yep.
Before he lost the championship belt
to someone.
Yeah, we're not sure who actually beat him for the belt. But we do now know the current champion is the city of Tallahassee?
It's the Tallahassee, specifically the Tallahassee Police Department.
Okay. The Tallahassee Police Department are the current AEW champion.
Yes.
I mean, that's not a good sign for a new company when you
No.
have a championship change hands twice in 24 hours,
Well,
48 hours.
for it's almost 72 hours
Yes.
within a week.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
This
but
isn't the 24/7 championship.
I think since luckily we don't have TV yet,
True.
they can't ignore these title changes. Because obviously they'll probably put the belt back on Jericho
Oh, of
for
course.
TV.
Oh, yeah.
But they can just acknowledge as one reign. But,
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, come on, Jericho. You won it and then you lost it. Okay.
Yeah. The story is that in the travels of Jericho that night,
I love how it fits so well with Jericho. The
Yeah.
travels of Jericho.
he had a little too much bubbly. He actually did get like pretty drunk that night.
Oh, well, because what happened was what
No.
I read.
Now, it was also, oddly enough, part of his kayfabe story was that he was rockstar partying
Yes.
after winning that night. He went backstage, he was roasting every person he came across as he was going through the backstage. I'm like, that's Jericho.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, he did get his thank you.
Oh, he did.
Kind of.
From who?
I think it was like I know at the end of the match, they were saying thank you. The audience was saying
Well,
thank
the
you.
audience was saying thank you, but have Cody?
I don't really know.
No, they haven't officially yet.
I don't think so.
But so what I read was Jericho had flown in to Tallahassee. He had a car waiting for him, and he went to what was that? Steakhouse.
Longhorns?
Longhorn Steakhouse. And because they picked up the wrong baggage, the driver took it back to get the other one. By the time Jericho came out to the car, the championship belt was gone.
Okay.
So it was stolen. That's what I've read. And
Now, what I saw was that between he had it before dinner, and then he didn't have it after dinner. That was all that I saw.
Yeah,
I didn't see the car leaving and coming back. So what I thought was that like Jericho just got up and left the restaurant, forgetting the belt behind
no.
because maybe he had a few too many drinks by that point.
So
Because he didn't have it with him at the hotel.
no.
When he took the Instagram photo of him, a bottle of bubbly in the hot tub,
Yeah.
there was no belt there with him at that point. And it was just like, he lost the belt, or he is so drunk,
He doesn't know where
or
it
he's
is.
drunk enough that it's back in the hotel room.
Yeah.
It hadn't come out that it was missing at
Yeah.
that point.
But the police were called and all that.
Well, it's expensive.
Yeah. So and this alleged people thinking, oh, do they? If they don't have a replica, another belt, there might be not a belt for TV because
Yeah.
it takes 6 to 8 weeks.
To make the belt again.
Yeah.
So are we going to hold Jericho off TV in this meantime? or
Which they could have, because the focus of the first episode is the women's.
Right.
So they could absolutely have done that, but he's supposed to defend the belt on week 2.
Yeah.
But anyway,
in Boston.
but even then, they could have rushed order it.
Yes.
Because you put a rush order and pay a lot more money, they'll get the belt. Especially because it's what it means to these companies who make them.
I mean, also they have the company that makes it already has a template.
Yeah.
So no matter what, it's
doesn't-
going to be faster than the first one.
Yes. But AEW did have a second belt ready to go, which is always good because you never know when traveling things can happen. You lose your luggage.
Yeah.
The belt's gone.
Yep. It's in my luggage. It's at the airport,
Somewhere
but I
where-
can't get to it.
Yeah. So you need another belt.
Yeah.
WWE is known for having multiple copies
Oh,
of the belt.
jeez, yeah.
Because for this instance.
I think WWE actually has an official copy that does not leave the United States at all.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's like a travel copy. There's one that the champion has. But they've also, from stories that I've been told more recently, the champion doesn't keep the belt with them all the time. They turn it in at the end of the night.
I think it depends on who the champion is. Like if like Roman Reigns, if he wants his belt to take the belt with him, he's taking the fucking belt with him.
Oh yeah.
Brock Lesnar, we do know for a fact, does have that because we've seen it.
Right.
And all that, but who knows if it is or not. Personally, I would want the belt walking with the champion.
Oh yeah.
Because when you see that walking through an airport, you see that's people who don't like.
See, with me, I'd be too afraid of accidentally setting it down, turning away, turning back, and having someone steal it.
Yeah.
That I'd be like,
well,
I was just trying to buy a bag of potato chips. Here, guys.
Well, let me put it this way: if I'm walking through an airport with the belt. The thing's never leaving my shoulder. When I have to go to the bathroom, that thing's I'm gonna fasten it around my neck.
It's here.
It's here, so I can't there. But I'm gonna be finding a way to make sure it doesn't leave my sight.
Difficult to look down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to sit down for this. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the champion's sitting down to pee. Look, you try to aim when you can't with the championship around your neck. You can't see anything, man.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm peeing.
So, but that's what I would do. But yeah, so it is kind of funny, but they have recovered it.
Yes.
It is in Tallahassee, the last we know.
Yep.
Jericho, who lives in Miami, I'm sure will get it back.
Oh, definitely.
If he's not back in Miami already, because that prick Dorian.
I know. I know.
But it was kind of funny at the same time. It was sad that it was stolen for a little while.
Yeah, I feel like, come on, people. Like, I understand that some people will take the
low road.
The low road, their quote unquote love of pro wrestling way too far.
Yeah. I had the original.
I have the original AEW belt. It's like, yeah, but who can you tell?
Yeah, you tell.
Because you have stolen property at this point.
If you tell anyone, I can tell my friends because they will never do it.
They're gonna turn on you in a heartbeat.
You don't know that because they may be hardcore fans and like, fuck you. They'll be like, let me see it. I want to see it. And
everyone will brag about it.
What they're going to do is they're going to take their photos with the belt and then turn you in.
Yeah.
And I can prove he has it because I took a picture with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, why did you take a picture with it? Well, one, I wanted a picture with it.
I wanted a picture with it. Come on.
And also, it's my proof that he has the fucking belt.
Yeah.
So you can go and talk to.
There's
like you said, these people.
There's a reward for turning it in.
Yeah. Or there's gonna be all the friends gonna be like, that's awesome. I would have done the same thing.
Suddenly, it's all over social media.
And then you know that they can't hold it back. They had this picture with the belt. Like, I gotta show it.
I gotta post this online. I gotta let everyone know. And it's like, yeah, you're an idiot.
And next thing you know, you're going to jail as well because you weren't going to tell it in.
Yeah.
You didn't go to the police, and you're now assisted to a crime. But okay, what else is on the docket?
All right, and then the biggest surprise heel turn in a while. Yeah. In WWE.
Becky Lynch turned heel.
I mean, technically, Becky Lynch is kind of a heel.
She's a heel, but the fans love her.
Yeah, in the same way that Austin was a heel.
Austin was always a fucking heel. He just got cheered.
Yeah, you just look at... Yeah, he fought against the system, but the way he did it was all heel.
That's why I think Vince McMahon always thinks that the top dog of the company has to be a babyface, because I'm pretty sure he always thought Austin was a babyface.
Oh, yeah.
But no, Austin was a heel.
That was a heel.
His character was heel, but because the fans cheered him,
yeah,
he thought he was a babyface, and he's like, this is why they always have to be a babyface at the top of the dog. And like,
no, that's not how it works.
But yeah, buddy. So a surprise turn, which I love, but Bayley turned heel.
I'm still trying to understand it though.
Yes, they did kind of do it because Sasha is her friend type element.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, they kind of ignoring what happened for the last year or so.
Yeah.
Before the uniting and becoming tag team champions. And all that. Which
I kind of feel that they never truly resolved that.
Oh, they did, through counseling and hugging it out. Okay,
that's not... God. Nope. Not pinching the bridge of the nose yet on that one.
Not yet. We'll get you there. But the thing is, that would have been fine. See, that would have been a great solution if they at least had a match between there.
Yeah.
Because when Kane and Daniel Bryan did it, they had some matches first. Then they were forced to tag team together, and then forced to go. Daniel was forced to go to anger management. along with Kane from AJ Lee.
Yeah, see, that made more sense. There was a series of events that led to having them work out their problems without beating the crap out of each other because they needed to be a tag team.
And yes, while Bailey and Sasha were attacking each other, there was never a fucking match to pay it off.
No.
Or anything like that. So
then they just suddenly went to counseling and hugged it out, and then they became a cohesive tag team that won the championship.
Yeah.
And then Sasha, storyline wise, disappeared.
Yes.
Just walked out after losing. Had to take some time to get over the loss of the championship.
Though she did actually acknowledge in a promo that she threw a temper tantrum backstage because in a promo. So but this is the reason why they were blending. They brought in more real life, like their best friends behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And she's always had her back. So that's why, because when she came back, she always has her back, so she's going to have that. And it looks like she's following Sasha around again, but
it really does. Like the way the visuals work with this right now is that Bailey became heel because Sasha came back and was a heel. Like that's what it seems like. There's no
but at the same time, I think it actually works well because they are still friends.
You could have still had Bailey be a face and Sasha be the heel, even though they're friends.
Yes, which could have led to
eventually them having a blow-off match.
No, eventually leading to Bailey making a decision because people force her. Like maybe it's like she's friends with Sasha and someone else is forcing her, and Becky is forcing her to choose. And
she chooses her friend.
She looks like she's going to choose Becky because she's the face and she's a face, but then says, no, she's always been my friend from day one in NXT. And you wanted me to force because why? Because
because I'm a quote-unquote good guy?
No. She's my friend, and maybe I side with her, and that's why I attacked you. And that could be, I don't remember, I didn't read the whole promo. But they did give it a little reason, but I didn't.
It's a very thin, weak reason.
And then Charlotte came out, and that was my biggest fear. Is that Bailey's turning a heel.
Charlotte's gonna be a face again.
They're gonna try to turn Charlotte face again, but there was a mixed reaction to her. I'm like, no, she needs to stay fucking heel.
Yeah.
Once she loses to Bailey, because Bailey needs to win now. This is not her heel turn. But Charlotte needs to go away for a while.
Yep.
And here's my biggest problem with Charlotte. They had no problem for a while with Charlotte taking her off TV. But when she comes back, she instantly has to be back in the title picture. No. Give her a fucking other storyline.
Yeah.
The whole Trish storyline was a great storyline. Only that you then built said this storyline was far bigger than the SmackDown Women's Championship story.
Yeah.
No.
It's...
Use it till Charlotte has lost constantly title matches, okay? Now she has to, because she's Flair, doesn't mean she keeps getting them. She gets one win and then she gets another one? No. She has to earn them.
Right.
And
whatever happened to number one contender matches?
Yeah. But this is why it doesn't work with having two women's championships and a tag team championships.
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough people in there to be going for both.
Well, okay, technically, WWE has enough women on the roster to be able to handle two belts.
Yes.
They don't use enough women on the roster to even really have one women's title belt.
Well, not just that, but the thing is, if you unify the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships,
yes,
into one, and you had the tag titles, you're fine. You have enough women to do both.
Right.
Yes, you have to build up a bunch of women to be able to contend for challengers for the Women's Championship.
Mm-hmm.
You start, but you also have.
That's
some
what you use the tag team division
as well
for.
So
you can build people up through that. Yep. To then, much like the WWE has always used their secondary title to build their future championships.
To a point. It's only been in the last 15 years they really kind of did that.
Right, but I mean,
Sort of.
But like you have that, you know, that there's a possibility that you could, through that division, build up future
Yes.
future champion heavyweight champions.
Yeah.
They don't seem to even kind of be trying to build anyone.
No.
So once again, Vince's idea of, if we don't build anyone to be the top superstar, then I don't have to worry about anyone trying to hold me over the barrel like Austin or Rock or... And it's just like, yeah, but...
Then you don't have anyone super to draw your name.
You don't have a single draw. Like, you had a Hogan, you had Austin, you had Rock, who were names that you just... All you had to do was just making an appearance on your card.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to put them into a match. You just had to say that they were going to be there that night, and people were watching the show.
Yep. Especially, this is why what they need to do, and multiple companies need to do, AEW needs to do this too, is you need to have, yes, you have your main star like the Austin or your Rock, but you also have people like Kane, Undertaker, Triple H, who were all huge stars who were draws, maybe not as big of a draw as Austin or The Rock, but they were still, if they were in a match with any one of those or someone else, maybe just under them, you still had people interested.
Right.
But one thing you could do with the women's tag team division, if you got rid of one of the women's championships, because the brand split exists but doesn't yet.
I don't get it.
But if you had one women's championship in the tag titles, you could still have tag teams, and some of the bigger names like Sasha Banks, Bayley, Becky, Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, just to name your top 5 big names in the women's division, could still be have teams and win those go for those belts. But every so often, even though they're still part of a tag team, break off for a month or two to chase the main belt.
Yes.
Before going into a story as a single or back into the tag team, chasing it. Instead of having, they're a tag team, we gotta break them up before they can go singles. No. That's one of the things that's good about New Japan is they have a great tag division, and sometimes they go off for singles belts.
They have stables over there. There's multiple people working together, Vince. Yeah. Oh no, it's scary. I better stop before Vince pisses his pants over that.
Yeah, no, because he has the mics and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Did you take that down because that's what you thought one of the mics was? Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
Yeah, totally did.
Yeah. Of course, they don't know what I'm pointing to. But
no, it's the fire alarm.
Yeah. I knew it.
Someone in my house cooked.
I swear there's one behind the Doctor Who clock.
Gotta be.
I'm going to take a sledgehammer to find out.
No, let's not.
Anyway, but yeah, so... Well, I'm happy because, and here's one of the things we talked about earlier, was like, you now think Vince is going to say Bayley has to be a babyface again because the fans cheered her heel turn. No, they cheered because they were excited that Bayley was doing something different.
Yes. Bayley's character outside of the run where with Sasha, where we were like, are they friends? Do they hate each other? Are they frenemies? What's going on with this? Kind of a stale character.
Well, even then, that was a stale. She was a stale character.
But at least it was something slightly interesting.
See, WWE had an opportunity to do something you can't really do in wrestling ever, but they can still do this to a point because people don't. Not soon, but. With NXT, you could literally run the same storylines from NXT on the main roster.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people weren't watching NXT. They didn't see that storyline. Yes, a lot of people were watching New Bayley, but they didn't really know her that well, so you could have ran those same storylines, building her up. The best friend, your big sister best friend type thing on the main roster, and other women on the roster overlooking her. And
you could have easily decided to change up that story for the main roster, is that she was trying to be living up to the big sister best friend, Sasha, who eventually turns on her and tries to hold her down.
Yeah.
Because he's like, whoa, you're getting past me. And that's really, like, they start off as a team.
Yep.
And then they break up, and then they come back together because, they're best friends anyway.
Yeah.
And then they win the tag titles that way. and then they break up again because they're friends. Friends are not always friends with each other.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to be like, I'm sick of your damn face.
Yeah.
That wasn't kayfabe. I am sick of your damn face. Anyway.
My face? Look at your face.
I can't look at my face.
I can't believe I'm in the room. I'm going to go blind.
Okay.
So I have to see in person.
All right. That's enough. That's enough.
enough.
I mean, you're really starting to hurt my feelings here. All right.
Your face.
But I'm still the champion, though.
For now.
For now. All right. Let's get over to the results of the shows.
So what we're going to do because of time.
You've got those in front of you.
Yes, I do. It's almost 9 o'clock, and that means Adam's bedtime.
Yep.
Old man.
Whatever.
So we have not watched Royal Quest because, unfortunately.
Well, couldn't I do not have the funds available to be able to purchase.
Lots of shows,
Yeah.
especially in one day.
Yeah. So sorry, Royal Quest, you lost out. I was getting NXT for free. Well,
Royal Crest. It's Royal Quest.
Royal Quest, Crest, whatever. I already have the network, so I watched NXT Cardiff.
Well, part of it.
Part of it. I'm gonna be honest. I was not feeling well that day.
No.
So I ended up not watching all of both All Out and Cardiff. I got about halfway through both of the shows and then had to go off and take care of stuff. And then by the time I realized that I stopped watching the shows, they were both over. Well, All Out actually was I was not feeling well to the point that I decided to go to sleep instead.
So by the way, for Royal Quest,
Yep.
we thought we had 2 wrong. Actually, you have only 1 wrong. Because in the results I checked, it said Rocky Romero, Show, and Yo as the winners, not Roppongi 3K.
Oh.
So I thought we had it wrong.
Okay.
No, we both got that one right. So you have 1 wrong. I had 2 wrong for that show. Where you regained the championship, only to lose it to me in a devastating sweep as I got all the predictions right for NXT UK Cardiff.
Wait, there was only one match that you didn't get right at all.
Because it wasn't on the card.
Because we didn't know that match was going to happen.
I knew Cesaro was coming, and I figured he was going to have a match, but
I really thought it was going to be a spot.
I forgot. No, I knew when Cesaro was coming, he was going to have a match. But
it's NXT.
But I didn't. I completely kind of forgot because we had so much to do for predictions, and we saw how many whirlwinds I got on.
Yes.
I mean, I still say NXT UK did not take me that long. Afterwards I got on a trail on something else that took forever.
Yes, that's kind of true.
So it wasn't predicting that it took forever. It was just a whirlwind and that happened for a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you swept.
I swept them, and I know you said like you had no clue what was going to happen in the storylines. We only disagreed on. Let's see,
3
on 3 of them. Yeah, so for 3 of them, and I based the Travis Banks and Noam Dar. That was solely based on Noam Dar's name.
Well, the fact that he's from 205
and 205. I actually recognize Travis Banks now because from NXT Blackpool.
That was that was a good match.
It was a good match.
I enjoyed that match.
So did I.
Cesaro, though, that match, I was just like, this kid is just still getting up.
So okay, here's the thing. Travis Banks and Noam Dar should not have opened the card. The Tag Team Championship match should have opened the card.
Look.
Then Travis Banks, Noam Dar should have been the rest match because it was a good match, but it was not intensive.
No.
Where it would have been a good cool down from the intensity of the tag team match.
Right.
And then you could have gone into the Cesaro match, which was a great match.
It was a clinic.
But it still wasn't. It was a good match. It did wear a little bit on you, but not as much as a tag match.
I think, honestly, for the only part that could have been wearing in there was the fact that the kid just kept... I keep saying kid. I don't have it in front of me who Cesaro's opponent was.
Yeah.
But he just kept getting back up. Like, he wasn't... Cesaro wasn't putting him away.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Cesaro's a main roster guy. This is supposed to be technically a squash match. And I tweeted halfway through this match, I was like, Cesaro's putting this kid over. Like, this kid is going to be a superstar just because of this match.
Okay, so I'm not going to try to say his first name because I don't know how to pronounce it, but his last name is Drogonoff.
Oh, Dragunov.
Dragunov.
Yeah, that's all that. That's all the announcers were saying as well.
Yeah. His first name is spelled Lija. Elijah?
Elijah?
Okay, maybe. Maybe I can't pronounce that. Elijah Drogonoff. Let me put it this way. His whole breathing thing to Cesaro, before the match, was a little weird. And then when he came down, because he looked like an older guy, not a young guy in that shot. And then when he came down, his whole, how he was acting didn't fit with me. But then once we saw him in the ring and going, I'm like, this guy is great. He's good. It works well. This is what he's trying to do with his character. To me, doesn't work at the moment. Take that intensity that we got and not keeping back up, and figure out different ways to show that when you come in. For that. But yes, this kid's gonna be a star because of that one.
Oh, definitely.
But okay, so because we didn't watch Royal Quest, we're gonna go through the All Out in Cardiff and just talk about certain matches we liked.
Oh,
so,
well, I mean, as you know, Cesaro immediately.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to really talk about that one because we all know that, but we all knew Cesaro was going to win that match.
Yes.
But again, Drogonoff, just a star.
Yeah.
Keep going and going.
I kind of, like, as I was watching it, like, I had a moment where I was like, am I watching the NXT's version of the Cody versus Darby Allin match?
Yeah.
Is this going to hit a limit?
They don't do time limits on
NXT.
They should, but they don't.
Yeah.
But so my matchup of the night.
Yeah.
Because I can't say anything about Walter versus Tyler Bates because I scrolled through most of the match because by this point I was burnt out. And it was
skip ahead.
It was almost an hour-long match, and this was after watching All Out the night before.
Yeah. And
then everything that happened on this match outside of Travis Banks and Noah Andar wore me down, except for Tony Storm and Kitty Ray, which I'll get to in a second.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so I have to go back and watch that match to see how well it is. But the match of the night for me was the tag team match. Even though once I found out Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster were from Wales, that they were going to, I instantly knew they were going to win. Even though there were like 5 different times I swore Gallus was going to come back to win it.
Yeah.
The champions were going to retain because one of the things at one point in the match, I'm like, we haven't really seen Gallus in this match all that much. Oh my God. They're going to come back to win this. And then they had that moment where they actually done like, and then we had another false finish. And I was like, oh my. I'm like.
By the way, as much as Vince hates false finishes.
Yep.
That's exactly how you get a crowd to react. Yeah. Especially for a actual finish.
Yeah. Because it's like, oh. And then this finish came out of nowhere when it looked like the champions were going to retain. And then we happened to get because the champions hit their finisher, which was basically a different version of the Shatter Machine that the Revival used, but instead of lifting them up like a 3D, they do like a slingshot up into Shatter Machine.
Oh,
and it's really cool. The one of the champions tells the other guy who's not legal to take out Gallus. And he dives out, takes him out, taking himself out. Well, we then have Mark Andrews climbing the ropes, hits a 450. I can't remember what he calls it, but it's a shooting star press.
Oh, okay.
Onto the pinfall, stopping the pin, and then rolling him over, so Mark Andrew, Flash Morgan Webster could get the pin. And it was like.
That's awesome.
It was a great.
It was a great finish.
And you got to see the Welsh fans
just go crazy.
Yeah, like they were going nuts.
I mean, they were going crazy the moment that they were introduced coming out.
They were going like, it took me a while to figure out what they were constantly saying. They were saying Wales, 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 because the accent sounded something else. I'm like, what the fuck are they saying?
So, have you ever really listened to a Welsh accent?
Not really.
It is thicker. It's as thick as a Northern Maine accent, but it's Boston. It is Boston, but super thick, and you're like, oh, okay.
So yeah, trying to figure that was like, but so they were into themselves, which is,
oh yeah,
that's just UK wrestling fans in general.
I mean, can you next year at SummerSlam in Boston, you know Sasha Banks is going to get a huge pop. You know Kofi Kingston's going to get a huge pop.
Well, we all know those two are going to then lose because it's the main roster.
And because that's technically hometown.
Yep.
John Cena will actually...
John Cena will always win wherever he goes.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's the one person who gets to break that rule.
Yeah.
So that was a great match. The other match, I mean, again, Joe Coffey versus Dave Mastiff. Mastiff. I didn't know who that was, but then once I saw him, I realized who he was. Remember him from Blackpool's Takeover? He was in a match there.
Oh, okay.
And it was a good match. And I loved how Joe Coffey won this. They're both, after a big fall, are trying, and they're both using travel cases to get up. And Joe Coffey kicks Mastiff's out of his head, so he falls down and hits the 9-10 winner. Technically, yes, it's like a cheating move, but it's not because it has wheels. You can move it.
First person to not respond to the 10 count is the winner. There's no baby face.
Yeah,
like you have to hurt your opponent to the point that they can't get back up. Yeah, so even a babyface is just like, all right, fine. This means that I can legally use chairs and all this stuff. I'm going to use anything.
In this, and also it gave Joe Coffey a win. I don't know how well his win-loss record is on NXT UK, but he is clearly a top star for the one of the top draws for them. So he gets that win, but at the same time putting Dave Mastiff over as he's still a challenge because he was going to meet the 10 count if he didn't do this.
Right.
Unfortunately, he didn't think of doing it to Joe Coffey. So, and that was a brutal, hardcore last man standing match. And it was great. One thing I was going to say that's disappointing was Toni Storm and Kitty Ray matchup. I didn't pay attention to this matchup for the most part. Also, when I was starting to feel the burnout. And I just kind of... So it may have been good overall, but at the same time, I looked at him just like, I just didn't feel it. Like, I just there... And I saw the finish, and I was like, and there's the win. I was right. That's when I knew for a fact that I was going to sweep, because I knew Walter was not going to... My bad.
No.
My bad. Walter.
He's Austrian.
Was not gonna drop the belt.
No. Not yet.
No.
No. He's too dominant of a presence.
Yeah.
Like that man walks into a room, you stop and go, okay, what is he gonna do?
I don't think we're gonna see a Pete Dunne like run with him.
No.
And the reason for this is it would be too long to do that. But at the same time, most of Pete Dunne's run was not with TV. If he had TV, he would not have had that long of a run.
Exactly.
Yes, he was used on NXT a lot,
but not...
he was not consistently on NXT defending that.
Right.
He'd come in for stints, and he'd go back, and he defended on other shows. It allowed for a longer reign, because his name helped draw attention to
the upcoming product.
But they do need to change the title of that belt to the NXT UK Championship. Not the WWE United Kingdom Championship.
No.
Because for that. And you can still be the NXT United Kingdom Championship.
Oh, yeah.
But you need to put
NXT UK Championship.
And get rid of the WWE.
Yeah.
Because it is the NXT UK Women's Championship.
Yeah. some decisions are made at high levels that don't always make sense.
Well, the reason why they did the WWE UK Championship because they wanted to do television over there. I think they hadn't determined yet for a fact they were going to do their own brand over there.
Right.
They might have been, so they had a belt, so when they're over in England, it could be kind of like what the European was.
Yeah.
But Triple H was determined to actually do it right.
Finally.
But
Yay!
I think
Good
at
on
the same
him.
time he was planning to do that. Anyway, those were my 2 matches. We already know that the matches you watched.
Yep.
For that.
And then I didn't feel good.
Yep. Adam, what matches did you see from All Out that you enjoyed?
Oh, All Out. Well, hold on a second. Let me bring up my my stuff. Sorry. All Out. Man, So I watched the pre-show. I watched the entire pre-show.
So did I.
Awesome.
On the bad stream in a hotel in Virginia in Petersburg.
Sounds about right.
In a very shady area.
Okay.
Where the stream the internet was not very good.
Okay.
It was just why I ended up buying it that night.
I ended up using my tablet because at that point I was feeling so terrible that it was just laying in bed.
No.
So I ended up just like watching it on my tablet.
Yeah.
By the time the show came along, I don't know if it's just my internet here or not. I know it's a solid internet. I've been able to use it to stream a ton of things. Just something kept failing on my tablet. And I was like, okay, fine, I give up. And that was, well, crap, I don't have the list of how the matches went.
They pretty much went in the order on there. Well, where we didn't start with Private Party, but went 21, Women Casino Battle Royale, Private Party, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. This is SoCal Val, Rio and Hiroka Shida. Then we had Darby Allin versus Joey Janela versus Jimmy Havoc. Then we had Cody and Sean Spears. No, wait, my bad. After that one, we had Pac and Kenny Omega.
Yes, yeah.
That was a surprise so early.
Yeah, I got through the triple threat, the Cracker Barrel Clash. I was able to get most of that before my tablet crashing got to a point where I was like, screw it, I can't watch this anymore. And I wasn't feeling at that point. I was like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, because we had it was the main car was SoCal and Censor defeating Jurassic Express, I guess is their name.
Yeah, Jurassic Express.
Okay. Pac defeating Kenny Omega was next by referee stoppage.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute. Jimmy Havoc defeating Darby Allin and Joey Janela. The Dark Order defeating the Best Friends. Rio defeating Shida. Cody defeating Sean Spears. Lucha Brothers defeating the Young Bucks. And then Chris Jericho defeating Adam Page. So that was the order of that. Oh, but wow. I just realized, I just saw the elimination. Nia Rose had eliminated 10 people.
Yeah.
And then Britt Baker had the next at 5. And then Awesome Kong had 3. B. Priestley had 3. Allie had 1. ODB had 1. And Sadie Gibbs had 1. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's bullshit.
What?
Evilise didn't get any? That's a bullshit. I hope she said she's signing with the company.
Who?
Evilise. She's in the Spades. She was with
okay.
Nashville.
All right.
So, but yeah, wow, that's good. Wow, someone who actually dominated and got a lot of elimination won the Battle Royal. What? Whoever thought?
That's why I really do think that Kane, the year that he went off and did 13, felt that he should have won that.
Yeah. Okay, so you only watched part of it, Matt.
Yep.
I mean Adam. What was your match of the ones you saw?
Oh, okay. Well, Private Party once again surprised the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah.
Angelico and Jack Evans, once again, I can't say disappointed me, but did not live up to
any of the hype.
Once again, I even lowered my expectations for these guys, and I was just like, wow, you are... Like, I know that the Young Bucks early on, especially when they were Generation Me and the Young Bucks, they were a ripoff of the Hardys.
Yeah.
But they also made it their... Like, they were being so tongue-in-cheek ripoffs that it became cool.
Yeah.
Angelico and Jack Evans are trying so hard to not be... Ripoffs, but ripping like totally being the Hardys, and it's just not working for them right now.
Yeah, because Angelico, I'm sorry if you hear this, stop with your emotions. You're trying to your emotions look like Jeff Hardy, and you're doing it badly.
Yeah,
I guess I'll give you credit for trying something.
Oh yeah,
and if that's the kind of elements you're going in, but what you're doing is not working for me.
You're not capturing either one of us as an audience member to cheer or boo you.
And how you're like when you come into the... And I'm talking about your ring entrance at the moment. And no, it doesn't work for me. I will say you guys are definitely... in the few matches I've seen them since, I'm seeing their work rate and why there's was buzz.
Oh yeah.
They haven't found they haven't made the connection how to work American audience, I think, yet.
Okay.
As part of it, and it could be maybe because it's part of the booking, because they have the way they want to do this. This is a future tag team that isn't obviously a product. Not a product, but
I mean,
a priority for the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that they're going to be a cornerstone of the division.
Not yet,
but they are going to definitely be a major player in the division.
Yeah, they're not going to be a cornerstone yet. I think they will be at some point. And I think kind of like
it's going to be down the road, though.
Jungle Boy is a priority of Cody.
Okay.
I feel like the Jack Evans and Angelico are a priority for the Young Bucks, but again, building them up slowly. Kenny's, from everything I've heard about backstage, Kenny's big priority is the women's division.
Oh, okay.
He has a hand in the women's division because he loves women's division.
Oh, he loves
does.
Women's. If you follow him on Twitter, you will see that he definitely loves women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, this man is just like, you know what's the greatest thing on the planet? And they're like, well, you are in wrestling. And he's like, no, not me. Women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And video games. And everyone's just like, you are a total geek.
Yeah.
He's like, well, yeah.
Duh.
Did no one notice this before?
Has anyone not noticed how he gives a thumbs up in the being the elite? It's a complete geek way of doing it.
I absolutely love that the old being the elite opening, because they've changed it over to something else by this point.
Oh, I'm sure, because they're not in Japan.
When they swing from Adam Page over to him, it's Kenny playing a video game and just pausing it and going, "Hey guys,"
and he does it in the most geek way fashion, and then he goes back to playing.
I mean, he recreated GIFs at one point.
So, but yeah, so who knows? But like, I'll give you this, guys, keep trying new things to get over and figure out who you are, because that's how you discover this stuff. Oh,
match wise, I actually enjoy them match wise.
Yeah, their first showing, they had so much hype coming out of them, and it fell flat. What I saw when they had a triple threat match, to get be able to be into this match with like the Dark Order won.
Yep.
We actually got to see more of the stuff. That way, that helped me. This match helped me again, but their mannerisms, their character, I'm not sold on yet.
Nope, not yet.
And I think they're still finding them. That's fine. And with television, we'll actually get to see how that happens and develop. Maybe that it will get caught over. It's just I won't get caught.
Yeah.
Who knows? Only time will tell. Who else did you have out of the matches you saw?
Honestly, from what I did see, Pac and Omega, even being the second match on the main card, actually, I really liked the story that they told there.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, Kenny was unprepared.
That wasn't the full story, though.
But
they hinted at it.
Yeah.
They hinted at that's being the story, but it wasn't the story they were telling him.
No.
They were telling him, like, even though he wasn't prepared to fight Pac, this kind of style, Kenny Omega can adapt.
Oh, yeah, he still showed up as, you know, the 5-star, 5-star bout machine. 5-star, yeah.
The 7-star, the 7-pound.
Yeah. he's the, you know, he's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah.
I like the story that they're telling with Kenny so far, and, like, the losses he's had in singles competition, being attacked by Jon Moxley.
Yep.
It's showing that he's out of his element right now.
Yep. He's trying to figure out his placement in AEW.
Yeah.
Where he knew where he was in New Japan.
Yeah.
He was, and all that.
He was the best bout machine. He was the cleaner.
Yep. He knew that operation. He's been there for years. This is new. He has priorities, but he's also in the ring. So,
yeah, I mean,
obviously Kenny Omega will get wins when he's wrestling on TV, and that's how they'll get that win record up and going. But I think with the big matches, this way, when he does get to, we have Moxley versus Omega, probably at their next pay-per-view, full gear.
Full gear. Hopefully, Moxley is healed up and ready to go by then. Once again, John, good luck on the healing process. Speedy recovery, man.
So, just so you know, according to Wikipedia, Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega is the only match scheduled for Full Gear.
Well, I mean, it's still to be determined. You know, card may change. Hopefully, Moxley is fully recovered by then. I mean, he was supposed to be fully recovered by, like, what, October?
Probably.
So yeah, he'll be good. But the way that they ended this match, actually,
so this so you know, this is actually where they got this from. It comes right off the All Elite Wrestling Twitter announcing the match.
Oh, okay.
So it is official.
Good.
Going to happen at that one. Now watch, Kenny will get injured.
Yeah, it'll be Kenny injured in October.
But you know what? Every time they push this off,
it's going to be more and more fire by the time it gets around.
And it allows them to have more build towards it. Now, normally in a WWE match, we'd say, fuck that. No. Don't keep building it, because Vince would just drag it out and do what he did with Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey, throwing unnecessary complications and a Flair in there.
Well, what? They're not, if this match gets canceled, they're not going to have at the next major show Cody or Sean Spears be involved, and then suddenly it becomes a 6-pack challenge with, I don't know, Luchasaurus in there and Frank Kazarian.
No, I do not want to see that. But, so yeah, that's there. But
Chris Jericho randomly gets thrown in.
Yeah. But yeah, again, Pac and I love Pac in this. You actually get to show what he can absolutely do in the ring.
Yes.
Against big name people. And I love how his other finisher he has, the red arrow, is now the black arrow.
Yes.
I love that. And that he just basically, he came in and they constantly flipped, like, Kenny hit a hurricane, and he just flips out of it into and lands it. And Kenny would do it to him too. It was a great storytelling element to it, and just telling him that, yeah, Kenny's not in his element, and Pac still it. Pac, wherever he goes, he's always in his element.
And Kenny selling that, I can't really call it a submission.
No.
Because, I mean, Kenny could have submitted, but Pac locked that in right away and was like, no, I'm not going to give you the chance to submit. You're going to pass out.
Yeah, he held it on, and you see Kenny holding it like, okay, so
Kenny's going to power out of this.
We're getting to the end of this match, so he's probably going to power out, and then maybe this will be the final thing that will put Pac over.
Yeah.
If he's winning, or Kenny's going to turn it into the one-winged angel.
You know,
and
something.
And then all of a sudden, when Kenny dropped down to his knees,
boom.
because he's squatting and he's holding it, so he's still there. But then when he's dropped, I'm like, oh, this is the finish.
Kenny just passed out.
And like when he hold it and they go to a wing, I'm like, oh, this is a finish. He's gonna. I don't think he's gonna tap. Oh, and then I'm like, oh wow, yes,
like
perfect.
Also, the way that the ref came in and just called it right then and there, he was like, nope, we're done here. Like,
see, I hate the pass out finish for a reason, because WWE does that to always their top babyface cannot tap out.
No.
And they do it in the worst way possible. Whereas this actually, no, Pac's like, I'm not giving you a chance to tap out. Like, it was like, I'm locking this in, I'm putting you to sleep.
Plus, Kenny, how all his matches up to this point, he's been able to power out of stuff like this.
Yeah.
And this is one of the first times that he didn't power out of it.
Yeah.
He started to, and then he faded fast.
Yep.
And it was like, that just shows that Pac has that submission is that powerful and can come out of nowhere.
Yes. One of my matches of the night was the Lucha Brothers in the ladder match. That was a great the Canadian Destroyer onto the ladder, off the ladder, through a ladder.
So I actually saw a bunch of people complain about it.
Why is that?
Because as they said, once again, just a spot fest tag team match between these teams. It's like, have you not? I mean, you either have been watching all of these and don't like them, and I don't know why you're watching AEW if you don't like two teams that are going to literally be the cornerstone of the company.
Yep.
You're welcome to go back to the WWE then.
Yep.
But yes, it is their style. Both teams, their style very much is spots.
It's not just spots, but they can blend them through really well.
Yeah. Now, there was near the end of the match, from what I was told, one spot that kind of got no sold.
What was that?
It was the spot just before the finish.
I'm trying to remember.
There was a table spot, and I believe Ray got up afterwards.
The table spot right before the finish.
Or it was a spot on the outside that Ray got back up.
I think I know the spot you're talking about. I can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe. But I think they were doing what they looked like to me was the adrenaline was pumping.
Yeah.
At that point, like really like in overdrive, and that's why he was able to get up.
I mean, honestly though, like that's kind of the way that both teams work.
Yeah.
Once again, the Bucks have their, if you want to call it their comeback move, and if you're a player of WWE 2K19, your comeback move, which is a series of moves that you do, and you even in pro wrestling, you have those. The Bucks have the it's the setup to the Meltzer driver, where it's the dive to the outside, come back in, slide through, hit somebody else on the other side of the ring. By that point, the other guy actually has to get back up, come back in the ring, and you're like, technically he no-sold that dive from the outside. It's like, yes, but it's the setup for the Meltzer driver, which you've come to watch the Bucks hit this. Stop complaining.
I know. They just want something to complain about. That's why.
Of course.
But it was a great finish. I loved the spot where they Matt rips the mask off of Pentagon Jr. and he covers his face.
Yeah.
He tosses it and then he goes off and he eventually rolls out and they get the mask back on, and that basically is the setup to basically destroy the Bucks. Like, how dare you rip my mask off?
Yeah.
And it was like the driving force to go forward to win the match. So it was good. I will say this: I have a few issues with some matches here.
Okay.
Jimmy Havoc winning was great. It was a good surprise. But at the same time, Darby Allin should have won that match. Jimmy Havoc can get his wins once we get to TV. Same with Joey Janela. Darby Allin, I feel, needed the payoff for his draw with Cody.
I actually like the fact that, he had the draw with Cody. He didn't take the pin here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, if you want to look at it from a certain point of view, he hasn't lost a match yet.
Yeah, but the way that they're doing...
He just didn't win a match yet.
The way they're doing their things, we saw this for the first time on All Out, was as you come down, they actually have your record as part of your name, which is a great thing because it helps show that you have a record.
See, Darby's should be 0-0-1.
No, it should be 0, 1, 2, and 0. Don't know if he drawled, but yes, because he didn't win the match, it's a loss.
No, it typically goes win, loss, draw.
I've always seen it win, draw, loss, but maybe not. But anyway, but like this is gonna be considered as a loss to him for most likely. We'll see once we get to TV and we actually see his record again.
See, in a triple threat match, I always feel that whoever did not take the pin should not get a loss.
Same here, but we're also basing it under WDB's rule. So,
yeah, that's totally true at the same time.
So it has to be. So we don't know what the AEW is technically going to be doing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
The one that I was a little disappointed with, that's just me to put it this way. Sean Spears should have beaten Cody. I'm sorry, he just needed it. Cody, yes, needs to be needs wins, but this was one he could have given up and gotten his wins back at TV.
Oh, you just disagree with it because you lost the prediction.
No,
that's all it is. We know how it is.
No, I lost that prediction, but I felt like I picked him because I thought he was going to win, and at the same time,
also with Darby Allin. You know, that's 2 in a row now.
But I felt like I even said this when I made my predictions that I felt these guys should win because it helps them.
What's next? You're gonna say that Shida should have won her match as well?
Yes, because I love Shida, but I also love Rio, so I'm okay with Rio winning.
All 3 of your choices that you did not win. You're just like, I really feel that they should have done that.
Well, I thought Shida was going to win as a surprise, but I'm not surprised Rio won. But I'm okay with either outcome. But I'm trying to see something here.
Okay. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the AEW's website to see if they have their. Okay. Are you gonna let me click?
Oh yeah,
So I can. There are profiles you can go over, and they get a gray overcast over it, but you can't click on anything to get anything. So I don't think they have their stuff up yet, or they are, or what they're gonna do with it. But okay.
All right, man. I gotta ask you, how do you feel about a near 50-year-old winning the first championship in AEW?
Normally, I'd be not okay with it because it's Jericho. I'm fine with it. But Jericho, please cut your hair. I can see where you're balding on the top of your head.
Yeah, it's time to cut it short again.
You have the Shawn Michaels when he was trying to cover up his bald spot.
Yeah, it's not really working, bro.
I can see it. Yeah, I'm sorry. But I was fine with it.
I love it.
Because again, it comes down to they did not do a good job to build Adam Page up.
That's what TV is going to be for.
Oh yeah, and that's what if we had TV now, they could have built him up better. But they still could have given him, out of all of his matches he had between Double or Nothing, the Battle Royale was fun after the follow through with Pac.
Yep.
I was fine with that. But Fight for the Fallen or Fighter Fest, he should have had a bigger opponent name to get a bigger win.
Yeah.
To help build him towards that, instead of just people we never really. If you're not as familiar with the indie scene, you don't really know these people. So of course I knew Adam Page was going to win, and it didn't help me improve my opinion of him.
No, but
this match did help me show me this. I still don't think this match did not, however, convince me he's world championship material yet.
No, because from the clips that I've seen, the write-ups that I've read so far, I am gonna fully watch this, all 3 of these shows again. Jericho had his number.
Yeah,
it was counters. The buckshot lariat being countered with the Judas effect, with the code breaker.
Yep. He eventually did hit the and even hit his what's his tombstone reverse behind called?
Oh, I don't remember.
He hit that and Jericho kicked out of that. But I mean, I'll give this, and here's another problem I have with
the
this
dead
show.
eye.
The dead eye. Here's the thing I have a problem with this show. I mean, it's part of pro wrestling, but at the same time, I'm sorry. When I notice that every single match, it's a problem. The guy who lost had got the offense at the start of the match. I'm sorry, that's not okay with me. If I can see that in every single, it's obvious in every single match. Because to the point where I got caught on, I really saw it in Sheeta's match, because she was dominating because she had more weight, she's stronger. That's how as soon as I saw that, I knew she was losing. I was hoping I was wrong, but again, I started thinking back. Every single person who got the offense lost. Joey Janela took the pinfall. He had the most offense in that match.
Well, kind of. He had more offense against Jimmy.
Nope. He had when you look at that match, he was the one who's the dominant force. Jimmy was out for a while. He'd come back in, get some stuff, go away. Darby.
Oh yeah, Joey was like the centerpiece of the match.
Yes, he was.
Because it was either Darby attacking him.
Yep.
Or Joey beating back Jimmy Havoc and sending him back to the outside. It was a lot of Joey would get attacked after,
yep,
not defeating, but overpowering somebody, and they had to roll out of the ring,
yep,
or whatever. And
Joey Janela was the centerpiece.
And then it was the other person coming in attacking Joey,
and he took the pinfall
Yeah.
to Havoc. So it's when I point that, notice that I'm just like, I'm sorry. Yes.
No, there
Cody,
is an exception to the rule,
actually,
though.
there's actually two exceptions to the rule, and I think about it. Was the Cody and Shawn Spears, because Cody chased him through the crowd, beating him and attacked him immediately. But at that point, I mean, so it wasn't everything, but a lot of the matches was that. Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt, yes, technically didn't have the same.
Jurassic Express basically got beat up until Luchasaurus got in there, and then he showed how athletic he was.
Well, they didn't get beat up. They actually had some offense in that matchup, and it wasn't a complete beatdown. They did get the offense, so it did still more apply in there, but it wasn't as it was not as heavy as the rest of the matches that had that. But overall, it was a good show. My match of the night, I'm going to say, was probably, this is a tough one.
Yeah,
solid storytelling. Rio and Sheeta had some solid storytelling, and Cody, and actually it's a tie. Pac and Kenny Omega and Sheeta and Rio. The storytelling in both those matches were on par.
Yeah.
While Pac and Kenny Omega was more exciting, the storytelling was more sophisticated. And okay, what does Rio have to do to
beat Sheeta?
Because Sheeta's not heavy, but she has more muscle mass. She's her weight's more. She can easily toss around the 96-pound Rio.
Yeah.
So what can she do? And so it was definitely to that. But the match of the night overall,
honestly, it was the ladder match.
No.
That's going to be the one that people are going to be talking about that for months, if not years from now. They're going to be like, go check out the first All Out because of this ladder match.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's too while much it is their style, it was too spotty to do that.
Okay.
I mean, it is going to be a pillar of one of the best matches.
Seriously, Canadian Destroyer off the top of the ladder through a table.
When they're trying to sell their hardcore matches, they're definitely going to be pointing to that.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, it was the match. That was the second match of the main card, Pac and Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Honestly, overall the match, because it was such a great and surprising to have it so early in the card.
I do like having the bigger name. Something that AEW is doing a lot more is that they're going, no, you wanted to see these matches. You wanted to come to see the Young Bucks, to see Jericho, to see Kenny. We're going to space them out on the card a little bit more.
And that was one thing, like I said, with NXT UK, it was like I was burnt out of all Elite Wrestling one night, and then them, and this those matches the way they had it, because they only had 6 matches with them, but 3 of them were explosive. Against, like, I was just mentally tired. Where this one, well, by the end of the match, I was glad the show was over, but at the same time, I didn't really feel burnt out. I was ready for the show to be done, but I was not burnt out.
Yeah.
I did not want to watch a lot of wrestling, and I said I need to watch this because I knew we were recording today, and I didn't want to do it this morning, because I had other stuff I was going to be doing. So I had to last night. But all right, let's make before we do this, the questions we had on here was, would CM Punk appear? The answer was no.
Nope. We both got that wrong.
Yeah, well, we all knew it wasn't. That was more of a hopeful than it wasn't actually going to happen.
We knew that.
But so anyone who's disappointed that CM Punk didn't show up, well, they told you.
You were disappointing yourself in this situation.
CM Punk told you. AEW told you.
Tony Khan told you.
It constantly said that it was not a swerve. Yes, it would have been a great swerve.
Oh, it would have been an amazing swerve.
But it was not going to happen. CM Punk is probably done with wrestling. If he does have one more match, as much as I'd love to see Kenny and CM Punk, there's one match that we both agree is more important, and that is CM Punk versus Kenta in New Japan.
Yes.
The new openweight champion. By the way,
yes, and honestly, that should just be it. Just call it the GTS match, because that's exactly what it is.
But so the spacing was definitely was better here, for that. As for the big surprise, unfortunately, Adams was disqualified because it was announced after we recorded last week's show.
Yeah.
We got done, and I found out. I'm like, yeah, so you were right, but because it was announced, it doesn't count as a surprise, and you can't
whatever.
Check it out. Even though that doesn't really matter, you won anyway.
Yep.
Mine was wrong, unfortunately. I'm kind of glad that Tessa Blanchard didn't come out, because if she does end up signing with AEW at some point, I want the women's division to be established by that point.
Yes.
So when she comes in, it makes a big deal. One thing I'd love to see happen is maybe after we had the first women's champion crown, she comes out at the end.
Yeah, I don't see that. Really.
Neither do I, but that would be a great way, because she's the biggest name on the independent scene for women at the moment.
Right.
Though the storyline that it seems like they seem to be telling on Impact is that they're building towards her winning the world championship at some point.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool.
It's cool.
Especially since you know who the number 1 contender is?
Who
beat her in their second match again? It's Sami Callihan.
Yeah.
They had a tournament where you had to work with your enemy, and the winning team then faced each other to crown the number 1 contender, and Callihan won. So I'm assuming he'll get his shot at Bound for Glory.
Okay.
So I'm assuming what better way than to have Tessa Blanchard eventually when she beats Callihan, she beats him winning the world championship, and being a woman to win the men's world championship. She doesn't need a long run. She needs to have like 1 or 2 big pay-per-view wins before she could drop it. But if that's what they're going to go with, great, because she has a big enough name.
Yeah,
where it would help. But I do want to see her come over to AEW and actually work there. Don't go to WWE, Tessa.
No,
you'll be ruined.
Yeah.
Triple H would use you correctly, but
in NXT, of course.
But WWE, Vince
the moment you move to the main roster, it would just be all downhill from there.
Vince would ruin you. Anyway, Adam, from what you've heard about all the shows over the weekend, what would you give each show, just based on what you've heard?
So I'm going to start with the lowest rated show of what I've heard. Actually, All Out.
Really?
Yes. From what I mean, once again, it's a moment where you're going, well, we have 3 very very good shows that happened. Just because it's a 4-star doesn't mean that it's that it's terrible.
No.
Like, it just so happens that it's the worst of this group.
Yeah.
All Out, it hit the notes that it needed to, but sadly, after Royal Quest, after NXT Cardiff, All Out was more vanilla than it needed to be.
Okay.
But at the same time, you have a Ring of Honor show. A New Japan show.
Yep.
Where the action is very specific to New Japan.
Yes.
Then you had NXT, NXT UK, which has a very specific style to it.
Yep.
And then you went to, yes, it's AEW, but then it was an American wrestling show.
Yep.
So because fans have seen the American wrestling show so much, and I'm going to be honest on this moment, AEW definitely, as of this point, have a very WCW vibe to it.
Yes, they do, and that's a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I do.
Not at all, because I feel that WCW had its audience. It sadly where we were, where I grew up here in the north, we weren't its audience.
Yeah.
It was a very southern audience. They definitely have, AEW definitely has its audience.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was burned out by the end of the weekend.
Yes.
So, understandable. And we're still trying to figure out exactly what it is that AEW is bringing that's different.
Yes. And we're seeing that, and especially with telling you what the people's win-loss record is.
Yeah, exactly.
Is definitely one of those cool things. And I think we'll really get to see a bigger picture. It's harder to establish your entire vision over 4 shows without TV.
Right.
So I think we got a better picture. I have seen people giving AEW All Out a bad rating. And the guy actually got people attacked him over it.
Ooh.
Because he's a former WWE writer. But he said, he clarified his rating, saying, the reason why I gave it such a low rating is because there was lack of story here.
Yes.
And if they want to draw the casual fan in, they want story, interesting story and characters. And that's this show. And yes, they're not. He's not wrong. When I actually go think back about the matches are great. There was story in each one, but nothing really progressed.
But that's the thing. Right now, this was the 4th show. And all of the shows have been spaced out.
Yeah.
When TV starts up, you're going to be able to tell those stories.
Yes.
Even if you're taking a break from a story for a week.
Yep.
It's not like between, we'll say, the Fight for the Fallen and All Out was, over a month?
Yeah.
So, there was, it's too long between, so it's very difficult to keep telling the story outside of the YouTube channels.
Yes.
Which I really do enjoy the fact that on AEW's channel, they have the road to storylines. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
More on that in a second.
Okay.
Okay, what was your next match?
I'm going to give, honestly, NXT UK is my second best.
Okay, and then New Japan.
And then New Japan, no one got a 5-star rating out of me. I was like,
from what you've heard.
Yeah, from what I've read and everything so far and what I've been able to draw an opinion from, everyone is between 4 and 4.5.
Okay.
But, as of right now, that's my order.
Okay.
When I fully get to really take the time to watch and break down everything, I will. Sadly, I have a full-time job, so I don't get time to do this.
I am not even going to bother trying to give a star to Royal Quest because I haven't actually heard anything.
Oh, okay.
So I just literally found out the results before we went on air.
Oh,
so
okay.
I didn't know the results until then. So a lot of the matches were good from what I'm assuming. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to base on the 2 shows I have watched. I'm going to say AEW is my top rating because I watched that first. And because I was so, I was so burnt out by the end of NXT UK. I didn't even finish the show because it was still about 45 minutes left of the Walter versus Tyler Bates. And I just didn't. I knew Walter was not going to lose. But NXT UK was definitely a great match. And again, I also think I'm degrading that it's not as well as because the pacing wasn't there. It's not like NXT NXT takeovers where you still get a lot of excitement matches in your 5 matches you'd get, but you don't. By the time the end of the show, you're still ready to go. Like by the show it ends, you're okay, great,
Yeah.
it's done, and you're ready for it to be done. But this one didn't. I don't know. That maybe it was because they added Cesaro in there, and that took up a little bit more than it should have. I could have gotten further into Walter versus Tyler Bates. Who knows? But NXT UK was definitely a solid show. For not knowing or following it and being able to predict it perfectly is a problem for me. So there's another reason why I kind of think it went down. Where I didn't do so well with All Out. That means it's unpredictable. I don't necessarily agree with all some of the results. Though the main one I'm very disappointed with is Shawn Spears. That should have gone to him. Well, is Jimmy Havoc winning? I'm fine with it. He's definitely someone I get to see. He needs to win. And it was a good place to put it. I thought Darby Allin should have got it first, but again, those 3, any one of those could have won, and it still would have been fine. I would have been fine. Again, also Darby Allin was my pick, but it's more again what they did with him with Cody result is what more reflects in my mind. So for that, but. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let us know down in the comment section what you thought of the 3 shows. If you watched our 3 shows or the ones you did, go ahead and give us your thoughts down there and your rating of the shows and what your thought was the match of each show and the match of the weekend.
Okay.
We're not going to give one because we haven't actually watched all 3 shows.
I got to go back. I got to check everything out, and then
So,
I'll have my own thing.
By next week, hopefully we should be able to watch all 3 shows.
I hope so.
And should be able to and be able to give a rating of the match of the week of the weekend.
All right.
But before you do that, you've been listening to us for almost an hour, over an hour and a half.
No, almost.
Oh,
Almost.
okay. I don't. Since I'm here, I actually don't get to look at my little recording thing and tell me how long we are.
And
Adam's,
on the recording, it's 1:26.
Adam's hogging the computer because he's a hogger.
It's who I am.
Yeah. But go ahead and give us a thumbs up. You're clearly liking listening to me. Lucky you don't have to see Adam's face.
Oh.
You go blind. I'm just used to looking at evil darkness things.
I mean,
so
it's the reason that you just constantly stare at your computer screen. I understand.
Sure.
I understand.
It's one of those things where it's so bad that you just can't take your eyes off it.
Okay.
Oh. What's that quote from what's that? Jane and Silent Bob movie?
Which one?
Like the first one. What was the first one called?
Clerks?
Clerks 2. It's like, oh, what was that? That's horrible, but I can't look away.
Yeah.
I only know that from the preview. But yeah, that's what it's like looking at your face.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
But anyway, on your way down, also go ahead and get that subscribe button.
Ding!
Ring the bell.
Ding, ding!
And get bent like the Predictions Championship belt.
It is a little bent.